Welcome back to First Listens, that series where we listen to an album that neither of us have heard for the first time.
Today we're going to be listening to The Weeknd's After Hours. It's released back in 2020 and is arguably his biggest album.
I absolutely love some of The Weeknd's work. Dawn FM was one of my favourite albums of the last couple of years, so I'm really excited to get in to After Hours.
Let's jump into the first track with Alone Again.
Pretty wavy start.
Yeah.
I do have a feeling that I'm going to have heard the majority of this album before, but just as singles.
See, for me, I think I'm only going to have heard like one or two songs off of this, so I'm very excited.
He's got a fantastic voice. It's really unique the way he sings.
Yeah, there's not really anybody else that you can compare him to that is out at the moment.
Where's he gonna go?
That's so...
This is a crazy first song to have on an album. It's so unique. Oh.
That wavy saw gives it such a big sound. I like them like arpeggio notes in the background. Just ticking it over, keeps it going.
Some unbelievable O's. The way it just works with the instrumental, building up in the background at the same time.
With the effects on his voice as well, it's like it's making it an instrument rather than it just being his vocals. I think the one word that I want to use for that intro track is suspenseful. There was a lot of building of this kind of, I don't even know, it felt like an impending doom almost. There was a certain air of like mystery and mystique to it that I really enjoyed. I liked that.
I agree. I was constantly waiting to see where it was going to take us, and I'm quite happy that in the second half of the track we did get some drums kick in and it became a bit more like a track. But I do think it was a good introduction to an album, and it did feel very much like The Weeknd. And like, here I am, this is my sound, some amazing vocals, some lyrics about not wanting to be alone, which I really enjoyed, and just a good way to say hello.
I think it lays up the fact that this album, I'm already predicting, is going to be very synth heavy in the production, because on that track we had all sorts of synth elements going on, all building on top of each other. And I imagine with that being the intro track and what I know of The Weeknd, we should be in for some good production.
Well, Tim, up next we have Too Late.
Such a beautiful voice.
I let you down, I let you on. I never thought I'd be here without you. Don't let me drown inside your arms. Bad thoughts inside my mind.
Little metronome.
When the darkness comes, you're my light, baby. My light,
Whoa.
baby.
That filtered snare, it's like something out of like a video game. Just, there's a reverse reverb on it as well. It's tasty.
Quite like the fact we've just gone back to that little metronome in the background, keeping the time, but loads of other elements coming in and out.
It's like a spacey club track. It's really weird to kind of put a finger on what it actually is.
Quite liked that we're in hell, it's disguised as a paradise with flashing lights.
There's a really subtle, deep bass going on in the background as well. You can only just about hear it, but it adds a little... It feels comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Makes it feel warm. Building all the elements up again. Going somewhere here.
Getting ready for it, come on.
Delayed drop. Love it. These beats, man. These beats.
Kind of got a bit of a horror feel with them extra little deeper notes coming in. Whoa.
Whoa! There's a ghost in my ears.
I would say generally it's been a pretty interesting beat because he's been talking about wanting to get over people and still wanting to be with them secretly, etc. At the same time as having this like almost Blade Runner-esque beat going on in the background.
I tell you what, I'm already starting to understand why The Weeknd is as big of an artist as he is, because there were so many elements in that track that kind of keep you hooked, and at the same time it manages to stay feeling really familiar almost, whilst having that air of, like, I don't know, mystique, like I said on the previous track.
This is a strange way to describe it, but I feel with that track you could take it as a fun track on its surface with the instrumental, etc. But then if you actually listen to the lyrics, you take it in a completely different light, and there was those dark undertones that kind of came in towards the end. I'm sure that that's going to feed into the next track. But I quite like the fact you could have a little boogie to it and be bobbing your head, but then there's a lot more to read into at the same time.
I think artists like that always end up with the biggest fan bases as well, because it allows you to interpret the songs however you want to interpret them. And me, myself, I'm not the biggest on lyrics. I'm not the greatest at hearing those. So I'm focusing on the production side of things, but you're picking up on the lyrics and seeing a different kind of vibe for it. And I think any artist that can nail that style is going to do well.
Well, before we go on to the third track in Hardest to Love, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Only around 3% of people who watch our videos hit the buttons, and it makes a massive difference to us. So, third track, Hardest to Love, up next. Oh, I know this already, straight away. I sometimes forget just how phenomenally big The Weeknd is.
Oh, arguably the one of, if not the biggest artist in the world right now.
Yeah, he's up there for sure. I'd say top 3 guaranteed. This is a good track though. I like this. I already know.
You try with me so many times. You're crying up behind this.
That drum beat's keeping the tempo up, innit?
It's like he's singing half a second slower than the beat in the background.
You're acting like it's still alive, and you still wanna make it right. I know, but I've been the hardest to love.
Such good vocals,
You're trying
man.
to let me go, yeah, and I can see it, I can see it. I've been the
A lot of echo and reverb on those piano notes as well, which is just still creating that ambience feeling despite the fact it's much quicker pace.
I can feel it, I can feel it. I don't feel it anymore. The house I bought is not a home. You're trying to let me go. Yeah.
I like that when the chorus kicks back in, the drum beat becomes regular, whereas when it's in the verses, it's kind of offbeat and a little bit just behind. Chorus comes in, all cleans up, sounds great.
They've kept it a bit of a surprise when the beat's going to drop back in every time as well.
Interestingly, there's not been any harmonization so far. It's all been just single vocal melodies.
He doesn't need no harmonizations, brother. He's got that much vocal ability. I guess this is going to be a strange little feed into the next track.
Whoa. Feels like one of those interactive horror rides. There is a lot of this soundscaping going on. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like building of these kind of cool sounds and these effects that kind of make it sound very spacey. It's otherworldly is what I want to say.
I think that builds a good album though, because if they can keep that theme up throughout whilst having other things coming in and out, then it makes it flow really well. But on Hardest to Love, I really like that song. I knew this one anyway, but I actually just love the way that the beat drops in and out and it makes you want to dance. At the same time though, it's a really introspective track where The Weeknd is questioning himself and his ability to be in a relationship, like admitting that he's quite difficult to be around and has messed all these things up. And it's just a really interesting concept for a song that I've always really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think he's definitely very good at getting his emotions across and kind of explaining how he feels about a certain situation in a way that is really accessible, which I know that a lot of artists do that, but to do it in a way that makes it so that, like we were saying for the previous track, you can listen to it for fun, or you can listen to it if you're going through a bit of heartbreak or you're struggling with your own personal issues. I think it's really difficult to nail that, but he's done it fantastically.
Well, Tim, up next is Scared to Live. I feel like straight from those notes, little kind of organ-esque notes, it's going to be a much calmer experience here.
When I saw the signs, I should have let you go.
Oh, proper deliberate drums.
But I kept you beside
Not
me.
much, just enough.
And if I held you back, at least I held you
I'd say this is the loudest the vocals have been in the mix so far, and they're just clean, man. So nice.
Feels a lot more like a ballad.
Will never be the same. Tell me lost will never be replaced. I'm the reason you forgot to love.
I liked the whispered word at the end of each of those lines. This is a lighter song, isn't it?
Feels like in the last track he was talking about how difficult he was to love and that relationship ending, and in this track he's trying to say, okay, no, you go do your thing, like you go live your life, which obviously I've never noticed before. I've never listened to this, so
They just made you feel lonely. I am not the man I used to be. Did some things I couldn't let you see.
I love a good swell. Building up. If you told me this was released in like the 80s or something like that, I wouldn't not believe you.
those drums were nice. You're right, that sounds like something from the 80s.
Like a Phil Collins drum fill or something. Yeah. Woohoo! Come on, Weeknd. My man's the whole last week. Ending on those accented notes was a great choice. I really enjoyed that track. I'm usually not one for, you know, the slower, softer tracks, but something about that just had an edge to it. It just had something in it that kind of gave it this power that almost, like we were saying, feels like a ballad from many years ago, but done with modern production and managed amazingly.
I said it at the start of that song, I feel like that edge and that power was his vocals. That's what makes the difference. A lot of artists can try and make songs in that light, but they can't hit the raw vocals, the energy in them, whereas The Weeknd has proved that already. I thought that was a change in pace for the album. Felt very different to the previous three songs, but wasn't too far away where it ruined the flow, if it made sense. So I'm excited to see what's going to be up next and how that's going to sound.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the production's going to move, because there has been a couple that have been close to kind of rap beats almost, but that one felt really drawn back. Up next, we have Snowchild. There's a lot of this soundscaping. Oh no, straight in.
Got caught off guard there, didn't you?
I know, yeah. Mid-sentence, he was like, no.
I used to pray when I was 16. If I didn't make it, then I'd probably make my wrist bleed. Not to mislead, turn my nightmares into big dreams.
Like singing rap.
Even though we only 6 deep, I was singing notes while my niggas play with 6 keys. Walking in the snow before I ever made my wrist freeze. Cali was the mission, but now a nigga leaving.
That was tasty.
Nice.
Oh, it's still, that downward sound's still going.
So I keep on falling for her daily. We was at Coachella going
That was cool.
crazy. Stack a couple
Little firework going off. This has been crazy. The amount of sound effects in this song, it's adding so many little elements.
Rockin' so I am, I like he pay me.
It's like they're
I
ad-libs.
just signed a new deal with Mercedes. Got me moving dirty like I'm Swayze. Living on the road, rockin' Louis Alamo, nigga. And for that money I've been feeling. Cali was the mission, but now a nigga leaving. Only thing I'm phobic of is failing. I was never blessed with any patience, so a nigga leaving.
There was a lot of sounds in that were like kind of falling, descending, and then ascending afterwards. And when I thought about it, I was trying to think of what it makes me envision. And it almost makes you think of a beach. The waves coming in and then going back out again. A lot of aspects of that track had that kind of back up again.
I enjoyed that. That's the type of weird shit that I'd come out with on a regular basis. That track felt different to me. The vocal delivery was very different to the rest of the songs. It was tracks. It was almost like a singing rap, which I've not seen many artists do quite that successfully. I enjoyed it. Again, I said I'm excited to see what the next track is. I feel like that was another bit of a change in pace. Still all have that spacey, euphoric feeling in the background, but all also kind of leave me feeling a little bit depressed. I don't really know how I feel right now, which is quite scary.
There was a lot of emotion in the track whilst also remaining very...
Well, that one felt more braggadocious to me. It felt like The Weeknd talking about where he came from and the place that he's got to and he's always touring. But you can, I don't know, every track I feel like you can get your own message from.
No, for me, it felt like it was more like a humbling of himself rather than it being braggadocious. It felt more like he was saying, you know, I didn't used to be able to do this. I was walking in the snow before I had ice on my wrist and this, that, and the other. It felt more like he was saying, look, I came from nothing. Look where I am now. So whilst, yeah, it can be seen as braggadocious, I felt it was more like him saying, no, I'm proud of what I've done and I should be proud of what I've done.
Yeah, strange. Well, we can get lots of different meanings from these tracks. So let us know what your favourite track from After Hours is in the comments and tell us why you like it so much. Obviously, we're not even at the halfway point yet and there's just so much going on. So I feel like everyone's favourite's going to be different.
Up next, we've got Escape to LA. It was like kickstarting a car then, wasn't it? Trying to get the ignition to start, just not going anywhere. Oh, there it is.
Real deep bass.
And it's all filtered as well with the drums. I'm thinking towards the chorus it might clean up. Or here comes that ascending notes again.
Pillow talk to me about the men who try to get in between.
There it is.
Yeah.
Your bags and jewelry. Yeah. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, baby. But you just wanted my attention.
Little switch in the drums there.
You got me
Just the most simple change, but does switch it up well. Ooh.
It's a ghost.
All these hoes I'll never chase. Take me out of LA. This
I think it's quite hard to understand as a Brit, but I bet LA is wild because every celebrity lives there, and I bet there's just constantly stories flying about and ooh, look what they did, look at that house they bought. I would imagine it's quite horrible, really.
I'm in this spider Porsche cruising down the street. It's slowly burning, it was never cheap. If you see
Stuff happening here.
This production is just mad.
Cause I got everything I want.
Constantly stuff going on.
Got the money, got the cars, got the ceiling.
Playing ping pong right now.
Feels like the beat's been played underwater all track.
Nothing without you. Give you everything you wanted. We can recognize same work done on the face. I don't criticize. She a cold-hearted bitch with no shame.
Whoa.
But her throat too far. She got chrome hearts hanging from her neck. And them shits going wild.
It's saying them shit's going wild in such a falsetto voice is crazy.
He's just painting a picture of him putting down in the studio.
She gon' ride till sweat fall down her spine.
I can see the chain shaking. I can see her sweating. No one's walking in. He's going to go cut a verse after. Come on, the
You
weekend.
need a cold shower or something, bro.
She's so mine until he calls her line. Nobody walked in. I cut my purse and then she popped it for me.
When he says popped it for me, is he on about popping a pussy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm thinking like maybe champagne bottle or something, but it's not that, is it? No.
Now she's throwing it back, mate. I thought that was really good for the first half. To be honest, it got a little bit too heated for me in the second half.
Ooh, a case of the vapors.
I think it's fine if you're not listening to it. Listening to it, you probably won't pick up on it all, but there was a lot of details about the Weeknd and his little fun time in the studio.
His little promiscuousness, you know, his
Yeah.
little ooh.
But no, it fit the theme of the album. The beat, again, in the first half especially, there was so many little kind of like weird elements. And I say this about a lot of sound effects. It kind of sounded like we were underwater, and every now and then you heard a submarine beeping.
I knew for a fact you were going to say that. I was this
Tell
close
me you
to
couldn't hear the submarine.
No, yes, I could because of how much you mention it. If you hadn't mentioned it so much, I wouldn't think that sounded like a submarine. I understand what you're saying though. The sonar, boop, boop. Yeah, okay, cool. I was going to say it. I thought Joe's going to bring it up, so I won't have to. That track was very interesting. There was a lot of layer building going on. There was a lot of elements used throughout, and it kind of managed to keep up with that spacey, ethereal vibe that we've had for the whole album so far. And I imagine for the rest of it, we're going to stay in that vibe. I don't think it's going to switch up that much.
Up next is one of the big hitters, one of the tracks that did unbelievably well in charts across the world, in Heartless.
How could you be so heartless?
Wrong person.
Never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch need. Trying to find the one that can fix me. I've been dodging death in the 6 speed.
Oh.
Amphetamine got my
Oh.
stomach feeling sickly. I want it all now. I've been running through the pussy, need a dog pound. 100
God.
bottles getting
Everyone said he needs a dog pound.
Trying to love me, but they never get a pulse down. Cause I'm heartless, and I'm back to my ways, cause I'm heartless.
A lot more energy in this. I'm liking it. We needed this.
I like that delivery though. That kind of stuff. Oh, dirty feet. The dirtier, the better.
To a faucet, you know.
My man is horny.
Yeah, he is dying for it. You ever see that video of him on stage where he's like,
Makes sense now.
Cause I'm heartless, and I'm back to my ways, cause I'm heartless.
Really like
Money
that.
and this pain got me heartless. All
quite interesting though. I feel like we've seen him have those introspective moments, questioning himself earlier, and now he's like, nah, I'm heartless. I got the money, I got everything. This is what I'm doing.
Oh, adding the elements back in there. That was a really, really good track. I'm very surprised by how much I enjoyed that. There was this kind of feel of a rap song in there, and he's done it a couple of times, but he never actually veers into that realm of rap, so you couldn't really call him a rapper, so to speak. But the way that he's delivering it and the beats that he's using, it's in that realm, isn't it?
Yeah, this delivered a bit of much needed energy for me. A little bit more hype, as you say, faster tempo with the lyrics. He's done that a couple times now where he's still singing, but it's just teetering on that edge. And that's in itself really interesting. And I don't think I can overstate, we're just past the halfway point in the album now, just how much is going on with the production. If you haven't listened to this on your best pair of headphones or your best speaker, I would really recommend it, because I'm picking up on sounds that I didn't even know have ever been used in music before, and I'm really impressed by it.
Yeah, they've managed to nail the production sound and kind of feel for the entire album so far. Whilst every track has its own unique elements to it, they all fall into the same category and feel like it's coherent. There's a certain sense of sound going on throughout. And I think to actually nail that on so many tracks and have the tracks sound so different, yet all fall into that same realm, that's pretty impressive.
Well, Tim, let's see if it carries on in the next track, Faith. That was a submarine letting out a signal again. Fuck's sake.
Does love a bit of oohs and na-na-nas, doesn't he? Notice that. That's the oohs.
There you go. Oh, that's wild.
Cyberpunk.
Damn. The deep bass sounds so good.
That crispy snare. Oh,
He's cooking you.
it's always. That's not the beat I was expecting.
I try to love, but you know I never stay. I never stay. But if I OD, I want you to OD right beside me.
Yes.
There it is. There it is.
I want you to hold me while I'm smiling, while I'm dying. And if you
Call that waiting for the weekend.
you know where to find me. Driving down the boulevard is blinding. Time hasn't been kind to me, I pray.
It's quite interesting because the Weeknd will have much higher pitched notes when the beat's there with those deeper bass kicks, whereas now he's gone a bit lower with the lack of instrumental, and I imagine he's going to build it up, but
Yeah, he brings it down from the falsetto to like a tenor sound and kind of fills in that gap in
exactly,
the soundscape.
it's like they're using his voice as the main thing, but then building the beat around it to fill in all those little bits.
Yeah, because once we get that bass back, he'll go back up again.
Like, look how deep that was. Oh. I was expecting it to boot back in. We're just in a police chase.
In a police chase underwater.
Do you think it feels quite sad already?
I ended up in the back of a flat.
Cool way to introduce the next track.
Because it's kind of like added an interlude into a track. That second half of the track was not what I was expecting to happen at all. When it kind of all dropped out and we got those police sirens and the kind of city sounds and it's all dampened down, I kind of expected it to come back with some more power. But I think what he's known is going to happen here is that you've got this track which is really good. Let's just admit that now. Faith was a very good track. But then it's lining up for the next track, which I'm going to, spoiler alert, it's Blinding Lights. And he must have known before it was even released that that was going to be a banger, because he's basically attributed half of the previous song to building up into the next track.
I don't know if it's that as such. I think it's more so just keeping the album on this weird flow, because there was a track earlier on where it went a bit dingy and dark towards the end, where the next track then picked up the vibes. And I think he's done a good job of crafting an album there. And the first half of Faith was really energetic. We were like, when's the beat going to kick in? And it was playing us a couple times. Let's not forget that was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. But then we are going into Blinding Lights now, which is one of, if not the biggest track on this album.
And let's just say it again. Suspense is like the key word for this album. And I didn't know I liked suspense as much as I did, but I'm kind of enjoying this kind of guessing game as to whether or not the beat's going to come back and what's going to happen in this next part. And it's keeping me intrigued. Every track so far I've been fully engaged with, because it's not just formulaic, right, here's a verse, here's a chorus, here's a verse, here's a chorus. It's swapping it up, it's bringing in new beats, it's doing this, that, and the other. And if you also like suspense, you should stick around and subscribe to our channel, like the video, help us out. As Joe said, only 3% of people are subscribed. Unbelievable. Get subscribing. Thank you very much. Up next, we've got the big track, Blinding Lights.
Unbelievable, Jeff. This just reminds me of that Super Bowl.
That kind of, yeah, where he's walking around with the mirrors.
Like.
Those little horns there doing the melody before it kicks in.
It's got to be one of the biggest tracks of the last decade, hasn't it?
This feels like it's straight out of the 80s.
I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love.
Yeah, it's crazy that one of the biggest tracks of recent years feels like it was from 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's crazy.
Nostalgia is key, mate.
You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around since city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me.
It is just a little boogie anthem, though, isn't it?
When you're gone, and I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
I love that touch. It's really short, but with the echo on it.
Just that little slight drum in the background coming in, the synths picking up a little bit. The way that this song is produced is unbelievable. I'm going to just say this for every song. You're out here Robloxing out.
Dance circle. See what I mean about them haze? Feels almost like he's finished that bit and then he's getting the crowd to participate with him. Yeah.
That piano is so catchy.
So
catchy.
simple, but so catchy.
I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
There's a reason that is one of the biggest tracks of the last however many years, because what a track.
I often wonder, when they finish that in the studio, do they go, yeah, that's going to be everywhere?
This slaps, man. This is good. I mean, I feel like when you have a track like that, there's certain tracks in an artist's discography that when they are crafting it and when they go to release it, they must know without a doubt this is going to bang.
Yeah, the vocals are clean. The simplicity but catchiness of pretty much every element in the entire thing. Like, it all blends together to just want you dancing and moving side to side and having a fun time. It's quite hard to listen to that track and not have a smile on your face and want to have a little boogie.
Yeah, and like you were saying, the nostalgic value of it, I think, is what kind of propels it to the next level. I think that's what made it kind of part of the zeitgeist of recent music. And I do think that this album kind of helped to craft a certain sound around it that a lot of other artists kind of picked up on and went, maybe people like these nostalgic vibes, and we've seen a lot of it in recent years.
It's crazy because track 10 is up next. It doesn't feel like we've listened to 10 tracks, but it is In Your Eyes.
No messing around there.
This is super old feeling though, again, isn't it? He's done a real good job of drawing back the energy a lot of times in a track just to...
As you were saying that then.
Yeah. Giving people a little minute to rest and dancing.
When I look at you in your eyes, I see there's something burning inside you. Oh, inside you. In your eyes, I know it hurts to smile, but you try to. Oh, you try to. You always try to hide the pain.
There's really subtle electronic trumpets in the background of the mix.
It's actually, I think it's a guitar.
It could be.
Oh, the trumpets as well. This is what I'm saying. There's just stuff everywhere.
Sax solo. That's chronic.
I see there's something burning inside.
Just that big pump of energy with the solo and then sucking it all back out again.
You always try to hide the pain. You always know just what to say. I always look the other way.
Oh man.
This would go hard live with a live saxophonist as well. The producer, the composer, everything of that track did not need to go as hard as they did in those last 30 seconds. That was a phenomenal track. I would argue that's one of my favourite off the album. I mean, if you take Blinding Lights out of the equation, that might have been one of my favourite tracks.
I think I preferred that to Blinding Lights. I really enjoyed it. It was just so fun. I was moving about the whole track. It was impossible for me not to be bobbing my head. Just great. Cool little instruments coming in, sax, little guitar notes going on in the background the whole time, and just great vocals as always. I'm shocked at how well this album has just flowed, and we've had slightly more rap songs with heavier beats. We've had more lyrics focused. We've had more 80s sounds. It's just been fantastic.
Every single track so far has, like I was saying, fallen into the same category, but kept its uniqueness. We've not had a single track with a saxophone solo or with like the trumpets in the background and all that stuff. Yet if you told me there had been other ones previously in the album that I'd missed, I'd completely believe you, because it just felt so like it was in the right place. I don't know how many more elements they can introduce that will surprise me, to the point where I think, how have I not heard this on this album to this point? Because it just works so well.
Up next is Save Your Tears, the last of the big chart hits from this album. I want to know what you think. I think you'll know this.
Nice bass.
You know this. Come on. This is huge. This might be bigger than Blinding Lights. I don't know.
I think I know the chorus, but is it?
Just wait.
Yeah.
A single teardrop falling from your eye. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when
even now there's so much going on. You've got the little drum, the higher pitched pianos, those lower bass notes. It all just works so well. It's simple. I feel like I'm driving in a tunnel and I don't even drive.
In like Knight Rider with the like the LEDs on the dash.
Just pretended like you didn't care. I don't know why I run away. Take me back, 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears.
That background synth.
Save your tears for another day.
Oh, I liked that. Just drop out of all the beat.
Your tears for another day.
It's the tempo it comes back in at. Oh,
Girl, take me back, 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears for another.
Quite interesting that. Take me back because I want to stay this time. You can save your tears. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah,
just forget it.
leave them till next week.
Tears for another day.
They love those arpeggiated synth notes just going in the background.
Just a moment of chill away from that high tempo. I feel like I've been on the treadmill, do you know what I mean? And we're back.
Oh no!
Put the incline up. Have you never heard that before?
Never ever heard that before.
Oh, Grandpa, what is going on here? How have you not heard that?
Grandpa,
That's one of the
fuck you.
biggest songs of the last decade again, and it's an absolute banger. The tempo, the movement, all the elements coming together. Maybe that's my favourite track from this album, but that spinner from Blinding Lights into, what's it say after that? I can't read
In
it.
your eyes.
In your eyes.
Ironically, your
Into-
eyes are not working.
Yeah, into Save Your Tears. Just 3 absolute belters in a row.
Yeah, I completely agree with that fact, but the only one that I've heard of those 3 previously was Blinding Lights. And if you're telling me that Save Your Tears is a phenomenal, like a worldwide success, then I am not surprised in the slightest, because that is how you make music. This whole album is a masterclass in how you make a good album. Like, this has been fantastic.
I want to know, maybe a fan of The Weeknd or his work or whoever the producers are, does he do a lot of, or have a hand in a lot of the production on this album? Because I really like some of his later stuff as well, and I definitely want to go back and listen to Starboy at some point after this. So let us know in the comments if we should do that, because I've never listened to that in full. But the production has just been special. It's been unique. There's been so many different styles, and I wonder if it is actually The Weeknd doing it.
Up next, we've got Repeat After Me, and this is a little interlude. It'll be the first interlude on the album, but the third to last song has left it a bit late. The triangle being offbeat. 'Cause it's
Kind of sounds like getting rung up on a till. In Home Alone in the toy
Call
shop.
me Grandad. When you heard a till with a bell on it.
I said, in Home Alone in the toy shop.
That's a very specific memory.
You don't love him. You don't love him. You don't love him if you're thinking of me.
Confident King.
Actively gaslighting.
Just fucking. You're just fucking. It means nothing to me. You don't love him. You don't love him. You don't love him if you're thinking of me.
The mastering on the drums throughout this album has been fucking amazing.
You're just fucking. You're just fucking. It means nothing to me.
Oh, that's so bass. Dirty.
You don't love him. You don't.
I'm sorry, The Weeknd. I prefer Wednesdays.
Should we just let this play straight into After Hours, seeing as it is an interlude?
Hell of an interlude, though.
A very good interlude, actually. It was practically a song. The lyrics are pretty repetitive, but... By far the longest song on the album as well, at 6 minutes.
Thought I almost died in my dream again. Fighting
Those
for
little
my
distorted
life.
vocals floating around.
I couldn't breathe again. I'm falling into new.
That bass is that deep, I can barely even hear it.
Without you gone is
Ooh. We're going to kick off. Come on.
'cause my heart belongs to you. I'll risk it all for you.
That bass kick sounds like,
Want you
I don't know, somebody dropping a pair of shoes or something. It's weird.
The little kind of grainy sound effects going on in the background makes me feel like I'm listening to this on record, on vinyl.
Oh, sounds like somebody playing with some marbles. But them sounds are still there. It sounds like somebody rolling dice almost.
Didn't wanna wake up and feel up inside me.
Such a strange beat with all those extra sounds on top of it.
Oh, baby, where are you now when I need
Dirty.
you most? I'd give it all just to
Dirty.
hold you close. Sorry that I broke your heart. Your heart.
Sounds like he's broken a lot of hearts based off this album.
Oh, baby, where are you now when I need you most? I'd give it all just to hold you
Such
close.
a nice sound.
Sorry that
Those synths kicking in sound sick. doesn't it?
Yeah.
your heart. I said, baby, I'll treat you better than I did.
And it's built it up so well. I can see why it's such a long song, because now we've got the synths, we've got the deep bass, we've got the bom 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 little kind of piano-esque note in the background, everything.
And the dice roll is still going on.
Don't forget the dice.
Don't forget the dice.
Can't hide the truth, I stayed with her in spite of you.
His voice
You
keeping
did
the
some
beat at this
things
point.
that you regret, still right for you. 'Cause this house
still
is
feel it,
not
though.
a home without my baby. Where are you now when I need you?
A lot of these lyrics in all of these songs is really The Weeknd just wrestling with love and if he wants to be with people and how much he's hurt them, but now he wants them back. And it's been quite a weird journey. I feel like I don't quite know how he even feels about it.
Treat you better than I did before. No.
It almost feels like he can't decide whether he wants to push people away or kind of bring them close, because he's also saying there, like, you know, I'm pushing you away, but then he's saying if you come back, I won't do what I did last time again. So
But then
it's
in
like-
reality, he knows that he will.
yeah, exactly. So it feels like he's really struggling with his like inner demons of how he sees relationships and how he deals with people.
One thing I want to say for that track, given it was 6 minutes and I have that TikTok attention span, I didn't get bored once. I haven't got bored once throughout this entire album, but it built up so many different little elements and sounds in the background and was introducing new sounds constantly. And for a 6 minute track, it was very, very good.
Yeah, there was something really special about the production on that just managed to encapsulate and kind of focus your attention on what was going on. I think what really helped it was those little weird sound effects. Like we were saying initially, there was that bass kick that sounded like, well, I said shoes being dropped on the floor. And then we had those little dice rolls or those marbles, whatever it was. And I think those new sounds and sounds that we've not heard on the album so far really made you go, hang on, what's going on here?
Well, we're on to the last track of the album, Until I Bleed Out. If you have made it to this point in the video, please do remember to hit like and subscribe. I cannot understate how much it helps us out. But the last track, Tim.
Until I Bleed Out. Build up off the end of the last track, isn't it?
That's the only negative we're talking about the track. Sometimes I feel like we miss the little intertwining moments that gel them together.
I'm so paralyzed. I'm so paralyzed. I can't explain why I'm terrified. I wanna cut you out of my dreams till I bleed it out.
Really odd timing on it. There's been a lot of different moments throughout this album where the timing on the beats kind of caught me off guard, but then I've ended up liking it.
Drops into like a half time a lot of the times that it comes through. Love that kind of shit.
R2D2 says hello.
We're going sicko mode on that synth. As an outro track, I think that did what it needed to do. And what it's made me realize is that the interlude was actually more of a, okay, these last three songs are going to be in the same vein, but they're going to be a lot more calm. There was less of a emphasis on the drum beat. There was a lot less emphasis on like kind of the rap style that we'd heard previously. And they all felt a lot more, I don't know, introspective almost. It was all just very chill.
I feel like Until I Bleed Out was more of an interlude than the interlude, which sounds really stupid, but maybe the album didn't end on a high for me. I didn't dislike the track, but it wasn't like a, oh my God, that puts a good bow on it. It was still good. I enjoyed it, but on the album as a whole, it kept me entertained from start to finish. I think it was a fantastic piece of work with loads of different influences, sounds, great vocal delivery. But when I say loads of different, that's the thing that impressed me most about this album. The fact that he can go from a little bit more of a rap style to delivering some amazing vocals. In the lyrics, some been more introspective, some been a little bit more braggadocious. Just every direction that he went in, he did very well and kept the album entertaining.
After Hours by The Weeknd is definitely a masterclass in how you keep one sound going throughout the entire album. He's managed to craft this soundscape that spanned the entire thing. Every single track felt like it was in the same vein, yet, as I've said many times, they all managed to keep their uniqueness, so it wasn't like he was just repeating the same style over and over again. He's kind of crafted this overall sound and then made all the tracks within it, and I do think that a lot of albums and projects lack that kind of coherent style throughout, and he's managed to nail it in every single track. I don't think there was a single track on there that I kind of wanted to end. Maybe towards the end of the album, the last three tracks, I kind of started to think like, okay, we're calming down. But I felt like it was him bringing the tempo down and purposefully just bringing it to a nice close.
Yeah, it's what made it an album. It was an album listening experience. And I think sometimes I'm maybe a bit of a victim of this. I'll see a big artist like The Weeknd that's so huge around the world and think, oh, well, he must just be making tracks for the radio. And there was a few tracks on there which did very well on the radio and topped charts across the globe. But the production and the musical talent on display throughout that was much higher than I thought it would be. And I really enjoyed it. As I said earlier in the video, let us know if we should do Starboy or even House of Balloons, which was his debut album, I believe. I've never sat and listened to those in full. I have with Dawn FM, and I loved that, which is why I was quite excited to do this. But I've become a fan instantly, even more so than I was before.
I think with artists, when they get to a certain size and they start getting hundreds of millions of listeners on Spotify, you do start to think like, okay, maybe they must just be making generic slop, like we were saying then. But this is this is eye-opening for me. I really like. Honestly, from the weekend, I've really heard Blinding Lights and maybe one or two others that I couldn't even name. That's how little I know about him. After listening to this album, I want to go through his back catalogue. I want to listen to his other stuff. I think we went through Dawn FM. I think I had a good chunk of that I listened to, but for all of his previous stuff, I've never even, I didn't even know what kind of music that I should expect from him other than Blinding Lights being in that vein.
Well, it certainly sounds like we're going to be reacting to those other Weeknd albums at some point. So if you are a fan, remember to leave your favourite track from After Hours in the comments and hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on that Starboy reaction when it arrives.
Thank you very much for watching.